Hey everybody, welcome back to Brownville. I'm so happy you're here. Today I'm going to teach you how to make delicious Seitan Scaloppine Piccata. If you don't know what that is yummy, breaded, and crunchy scaloppini with a delicious caper and lemon sauce. This is a total hit at parties, and it's a great main entree when you want that meaty richness and that stick to your ribs feel. You're going to love this one. Now you're gonna need some seitan for this. Seitan is a vegan meat alternative made from wheat. So if you've got celiac disease, this is a recipe you're gonna have to skip or substitute some other kind of meaty alternative that does not contain gluten. So the first step is we're gonna slice this. Now I have some store-bought seitan. If you're a member of our online program, you can make our braised barbecue seitan and then just keep the glaze for another dish. But I think store-bought is really compact and has that gorgeous texture. We're gonna take a serrated knife and we're gonna cut this into thin slices. In my opinion, the thinner, the better because it gets crunchier. Now for Scaloppine Piccata, you need to make those seitan pieces. You're gonna bread them and fry them up in a pan so that way you get that crispy and crunchy texture. And we need to kind of season the coating that that's gonna have. So we're gonna use some all-purpose flour. Just add that to a bowl. Some breadcrumbs, and lots of different seasonings and spices. So over here I've got some thyme, some garlic powder, freshly ground pepper, some salt, and some oregano. Now we're gonna whisk this and set it aside, and we're gonna create a kind of thick a kind of thick mixture that acts like our egg to help this coating stick to the scaloppine. Now to make our sticky mixture, we're gonna add some non-dairy milk to a small pot, and we're gonna thicken that by adding some cornstarch or some arrowroot powder, and this is what's gonna thicken that non-dairy milk. There are many ways to create an egg-free alternative to help coat something like a scaloppini, but this is my favorite because it just has two ingredients that most of us will already have in the house. Just whisk that together. We're gonna bring it to a boil, and you have to keep a watchful eye because as you know, when you're boiling milk, it can overflow in seconds. So just keep whisking, and we're gonna let that go until it's a little bit thicker. Once you see it bubbling like this, that means that it is thickening up, and we're just gonna continue to whisk. Just leave it there for like 30 seconds after it starts bubbling, and then we turn off the heat and place this in a bowl. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna start kind of coating our seitan pieces, and then we're gonna fry them up in a pan. That's what's gonna get them nice and crunchy and crispy. That's what's delicious about scaloppini. So we're gonna take each of our seitan pieces, dunk them in the non-dairy milk that we've thickened, and then coat them with a breading, and then pop them in that hot pan with a bit of high heat oil in the bottom. And then we put them on a plate lined with paper towels. Now, of course, you're gonna want to fry these up in batches so that they're not overcrowding that pan and they can get golden brown. Now, a little secret when browning anything that has a breading on top is that you put it in the pan and you let it be until it gets crispy in the bottom, because if you move it around, you're going to, that coating, that breading is gonna kind of separate from the seitan. You don't want that, so let it be. Once you take a little peek, you see it's golden brown, you can flip it to the next side. Now once you've gotten all of your scaloppini golden brown, we're gonna use all of those little bits and pieces of the coating that are left in the pan to make our sauce. And we're gonna scrape the bottom of the pan. It's gonna be so delicious. So the first step is we're gonna add some dry white wine. Do it carefully because it's a hot pan. Make sure with that you scrape the bottom, and we're also going to add some lemon slices. Once the wine has evaporated a little bit, we're gonna add some vegetable broth, and we're gonna cook this down, let it get reduced about half, approximately. As soon as you see it kind of start reducing, we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients. Now this has been reducing for a bit, and you see that now it's a little bit thicker with all of those bits that were in there, and we're gonna add the final touches to make this the most traditional lemon and caper sauce, which is what goes great with our Scaloppine Piccata. So we're gonna add some capers. I like a ton. You can, use less if you prefer to use less. We're gonna add some lemon juice. We're gonna add some non-dairy butter. That's gonna also help add richness to the sauce, and some parsley. Now we let those flavors come together for about a minute or until it comes back up to a boil. We taste, we season with salt and pepper, and we're ready to plate up our piccata. Now I recommend serving your Seitan Scaloppini and the sauce on the side so that you can pour it at the very last minute and it can still retain some of that crispness. If you have any of the scaloppini left over because you made a big batch, you can reheat it up in the oven until it crisps up again, and it'll be just as delicious. So I hope you make this at home. This is a perfect recipe for those meat eaters in your life, and they're not gonna even believe that this is a vegan dish. It's a traditional recipe that everybody loves and kids love it too. So go and make it.